Relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. Ooh, shoo-be-wah, ooh, shoo-be-wah, ooh, ooh, shoo-be-wah, ooh, shoo-be-wah. I am loved, I am loved, I am safe. I relax, let go, welcome, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. Relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well. Isn't it such a great mantra to have in your head? That gets stuck in our head from time to time. Joyful Noise will tell you. It's one of those wonderful songs that you don't mind getting stuck in your head because it definitely is the mantra. Hi! Thank you, so do you. Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful to see old friends, new faces. I'm so excited to be here. Welcome, welcome to Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living, this place of love, learning, laughter, and freedom and acceptance. I love it. And now, hello September, which is the best month in the entire year because yours truly was born that month. Sundays at 9:45, as in this morning, we have morning meditation. Thank you so much, Reverend Vicky, for that beautiful meditation this morning. It was very, very lovely. And it's a great way to start out your week, everyone. Tuesdays at 10 a.m., we have Love Your Body Yoga with Gail and Ron. And I don't see that dynamic duo right this second, but they're not here today? Okay, but you know what? Texas. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that's so fun. Hello. Hi, Mama. Foundations is coming up again, and if you would like to go ahead and be a part of that class, please put your name on the sign-up sheet for Foundations, or you can see Cindy about that. Are you doing Foundations? Reverend Peggy is, okay, on Tuesdays. And I believe it starts Tuesday, September 16th, which is the best day of the year. And why is that? It's my birthday! What a great time to start Foundations, right? You're all blessed because it's on that date, September 16th. Toastmasters, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. This will help you speak better, get your thoughts out there in a better, more precise way. And so please join us for that as well. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. we have visioning. We vision for ourselves. We vision for the world. We vision for Oak Brook. So please come on out for that. It's a very meditative time and a time to listen to what Spirit has to say. Autumn Growth is coming up by Reverend Peggy on the 21st, and that's also our new members Sundays. So if you'd like to become a member of Oak Brook, please make sure you fill out that card. If you do not know about the card, see someone maybe at the tech table or myself after service, and we will get you one. Okay? Sunday brunch is right after service on the 21st as well, and it's a potluck, so bring what you would like to share. Love it. And it's always a good time to get to know each other and just kind of hang out together with food and fun. And after that at 3 p.m. we have Maybon. Very exciting. Do you want to speak to Maybon so those people who don't know what Maybon is? I'm excited about it. I've been posting it all over the place.
Yeah, you know, micro me. I'm so tiny, I'll just lean this direction so I can look out and still see them. How about that? Okay, well, we gather here. This is our 5th year in a row gathering in the garden celebrating Maybon. Maybon, it fluctuates. It's usually sometime between September 21st and September 23rd, depending on the solar lineup. And it so happens that this year is on the 21st, which is also our brunch Sunday. So we will be having a fall festival with a very nice spread of food. Come out and join us. We're also at 3 going to be having a ritual in the garden. The holiday that we're celebrating actually is the Witches' Thanksgiving. And so all pagans from all over the place come and they join with us, and it's statewide, and we've got announcements that have been out now for about a month, and so there should be an interesting mix of people. And so as many Oakbrookers as I can get to support us here, I would like to see, just to be able to hold up the Oakbrook into things and carry that spirit into movement. So I hope if you can make it, you can join us. It's 3 o'clock following Food Sunday, next Sunday.
Fantastic. I'm so excited because a lot of times we meet all these eclectic people who are of different spiritual backgrounds, and to know that they are all welcome here. You know, a lot of them don't know what Oakbrook is, and I know that that's my spiritual background as well, and so it's so lovely to be a part of that. Oakbrook rummage sales coming back up. All right, Carola. Yes, come on down. She's so good at this, you guys.
Oh, please. Oh, you're such hot stuff. Good morning, everyone. It's so nice, all this energy in the room today. I don't know what it is, but it's really good. I just wanted to remind everybody that the biggest fundraiser of the year is going to be held, which is our rummage sale, is going to be held on October 18th. And I made our first sale last week, so we already have $75 in the pot. so that's a good start. And I wanted to remind the people that signed up to help with the rummage sale last week that we have a short little meeting right after service this morning out on the patio. So we're not going to accept donations of clothing this year, because the domestic violence work group has more clothing than they can use. And last year we gave it all away, so I don't want everybody to be wasting their time with that. But everything else is needed, appreciated, and welcome. And also collect boxes for me, please. Other than that, I think we're good to go. It's only a month away, so I hope everybody gets in the spirit. Thank you.
Very exciting stuff. And now, Shanna, can you please come and do this announcement? Youth collection.
Okay, so our youth are really starting to get crafty, and we're trying to come up with as many crafts as we can that reuse household items that people may just have laying around. So Tad and I would like to request that anyone that loves Altoids, even if maybe you don't necessarily, and you'd be willing to buy a box of them and donate them to the youth department, they're going to use the box as a craft. The mints do not have to be donated with them, but if you just want to help out and buy us a box of Altoids, we'll stick them in a Ziploc bag and they'll all have good breath. So if you could please, in the next couple weeks, bring some Altoid boxes in and give them either to myself or Tad. If you come in during the week, you can just leave them sitting on the table in the corner of the youth room. That would be great as well. Also, anyone that is interested in taking part in the youth division of Joyful Expressions for the fall semester, please see me after service, because we are going to be busy little bees and have fun doing it.
And also, that reminds me, I have another announcement. I need someone that has a pickup truck that has a hitch in the middle of the truck bed.
It's called a fifth wheel.
Fifth wheel. Okay, that's what I need, a fifth wheel. Because we have the trailer donated for Oakbrook, free of charge, and that is a very, very big trailer for our Christmas parade. And so I need a truck that can pull said trailer. So if anybody knows of anyone that might have that, I would really appreciate it if you get with me. Okay, and the Miracle Minute is following service. What a wonderful gift that is. If you need prayer or just need to speak with a practitioner after service, they kind of meet you somewhere, in the sanctuary and just kind of speak to you on a personal level, and that's always a good thing. And it's done amazing, amazing things for people already. And at this time, we'd like you to check in, hashtag OakbrookCSL, and Twitter. And don't forget, you can scan your bulletin, the QR code, which is a little square in the back of the bulletin. You can scan that with your smartphone, and you can tithe that way as well as your regular ways to tithe. Also, in your bulletin as well, there is a sheet of paper for your prayer requests. Go ahead and fill them out, and during the offering time, you just hold them up, and the prayer trust will find you. Okay? Oh, you don't have one? Okay. Oh, we do. It's on the green. It's on the purple.
Oh, somebody's.
Yeah. All right. And at this time, we would like to ask you to please silence your cell phones so that they don't accidentally go off in the middle of service. And now the Science of Mind reading, and we are back with Miss Shanna Holloway.
Okay, today's subject for the Science of Mind reading is metamorphosis. Fuzzy caterpillars fill up on tasty plants, sustenance for the changes that come with metamorphosis and the resulting ability to fly free. We humans fill up on life experiences, sustenance for the changes that come with awakening to the strength and beauty of who we truly are. Every experience adds to our personal metamorphosis. Whatever's going on in this moment is important. One of my favorite pastimes is seeing the face of God everywhere, in the trees, stoplights, the walls of my townhouse, the air I breathe. When I drive my car, I'm driving through love air. When I focus on any one thing and know it's made of God stuff, I'm fully present in the experience and my heart overflows with wonder. Have you ever stood among the trees in a forest and looked up to see the filtered rays of the sun shining through the branches? That's what love does. It shines its light into the present moment so that we'll notice it's there. As the beloved leads the way, my capacity for awareness and compassion grows stronger every day. I no longer ignore the neighbor's cat, but instead tell her hello. I don't slam doors, I close them. I leave earlier so I can enjoy traveling time. I help insects and spiders find their way back outside when they show up inside my home. Life is gentler today, and my metamorphosis is in full swing. And our affirmation? Every moment offers a growing awareness of God. As I see the face of God in all things, my heart overflows with wonder. Life is gentler today, and I know I'm never alone. And so it is.
And now, if you would, can you hear me? No. I don't know how this thing works. Can you hear me now? No. All right, I'll stand. And we're going to sing I Release and I Let Go. Yes, come on.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for
the next few moments to greet and welcome our neighbors. And yeah.
At this time, that's not on. It's not on either. Hello? Brian.
Hello? At this time, I would like to ask anyone who is under the age of 13 that would like to please join. Mr. Mike, can you raise your hand? And Miss Carrie, can you raise your hand? They're going to take the younger kids into the back for a Sunday school class, okay? Thank you.
Alrighty. Can you hear me? Okay, if you missed anyone, I invite you to catch them after service. Good morning. Jesse Miller, am I on? I'm on now, right? Okay, great.
Oh, your light is green now.
Yes, now I'm on. I think he took me off mute. Hugs, Jesse Miller. Hugs.
I'm hearing it.
How's it going? Thank you. All righty. Yes, I think we're on now. Okay. Joining us this morning, she's going to lead us in our affirmation, the fabulous and wonderful Reverend Maria Shemaiah Clemente. Come on, Reverend Maria. I think that works. It should.
Good morning, Oakbrook. Good morning. How you doing? Wonderful. Absolutely excellent. Excellent morning. It's a good day. I just watched Good Morning Vietnam, so I kind of got that in me. So we got a weekly affirmation for you, and because Reverend Cindy's talk is called Let Go, we're going to get to practice the first part of it by us participating in it. So let's have our affirmation. And so what I would like you to do is to visualize this letting go and let it move through your body. So the first part is I easily and gracefully release. Let it go, let it go, let it go. That which no longer serves me. Let it go, let it go. And now bring it on in, embracing the new freedom and possibilities that await me. Bring them on. That's good. So you're letting go. You're bringing it in. So it is. Good. See, now you know when Cindy says let go, you got your things going on. Are you ready? So, what we believe, very important. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of the mind. Yes, we do. And our Oakbrook affirmation, get your game on. Here we go. Ready? I am thankful for Oakbrook, for this teaching of the science of mind as an empowering way of life at every age, and for the abundance it brings into my life, my center, and my world. I am grateful for our ever-growing spiritual community of love, freedom, and acceptance. I celebrate with a thankful heart our beautiful new spacious center, and say through gifts of music, encouragement of our youth, and all life-enhancing activities. Oak Brook Vision supports us all in experiencing full and realized lives as spirit in expression. God's love and power. Woo!
Okay, all right. So let's now welcome Reverend Gail Reuter. Thank you, Reverend Maria. And Reverend Gail will lead us in our invocation. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. So we have this wonderful energy that we just took into ourselves and gave out from ourselves. And so we hold that. Even in the silence, we hold that wonderful energy. We allow it to continue to work as a creative force within us and within this church. And I'm knowing that it works in this service today perfectly. It lifts us up. It teaches us. It allows us to go from this place later in the day full and complete. In this moment and with this joyous feeling, I know that we bless Cindy. Her journey is a magnificent journey, and we bless and hold her dear through all of it. I know her message is one that we can appreciate, that we can really take in, that we can put to use. And I'm grateful for this wonderful energy, grateful for the creativity that comes to us through all the words that are spoken here, through the music that we hear. I am grateful, and so it is. And so it is.
trials and faith, and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Let go. Float. Let go. Let go. Float.
Thank you, Joyful Noise. You know, I'm a part of our singing, of our music ministry, but I was not for this service deliberately. And what a nice surprise. Let's give them another hand. Thank you. All right. Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to our visitors. I'm so excited to see so many faces here, old friends, new friends, people dear to my heart, my family. It's just wonderful to see all of you. So how many of you have heard the one about the two monks? Anybody heard the story of the two monks? Two monks were, an older one and a younger one, were walking along back to their monastery. And as they're walking, they come up to a stream. And there's a woman standing at the bank of the stream in a long, beautiful kimono. It's her wedding day, and she's standing there by the stream, and she's crying, just crying, because she's wearing this beautiful dress, and she doesn't want to cross the stream and get it muddy and dirty. Now, these monks have taken a vow of chastity as part of their order. And so they're not supposed to touch women, they're not supposed to look at women. And the older monk took pity on this poor woman, didn't take another thought, just hoisted her up on his back, walked across the stream, put her on the other side. She thanked him profusely and went on her way. He came back across the stream and walked alongside his fellow monk back to the monastery. Well, it was a long walk, probably 4 or 5 hours they were walking together in silence. And finally, the younger one could contain his anger no longer. How could you do that? Don't you know we've taken this vow of chastity? You're not even supposed to look at women, touch women, much less put one on your back. What was that about? The older monk said, I put her down 4 hours ago. You're still carrying her. She's still on your back. When are you going to let her go? Anybody ever have trouble letting things go? Anybody? Anybody? I'm not seeing all the hands, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll let you get away with that. I'm going to share with you some incidents from my life of times when I've had some trouble letting things go. Well, you'll see. You'll see. I'm going to start with my early life. I came into this world with some gifts, just like everybody else does, right? With some talents. I had some abilities. I learned fast. I'm book smart, so I learned quickly and easily. I was born into a family, 2 lovely parents right there, who are celebrating their anniversary, 52 years Monday, right? 2-parent household, very nice home. Just a good upbringing, good solid upbringing. But you know, to whom much is given, what? Much is expected. And those expectations sometimes weigh heavily, right? You forget sometimes that you have gifts because there's all these things that you're expected to do. As the oldest kid, there were responsibilities. You know, you're smart, you're going to go far. I was going to be a doctor. All right? Expectations, we carry those. Anybody familiar with that? You don't let go of expectations. You add to them, right? First, they come from teachers and parents, and then you have your own expectations. All right. Well, as I was growing up, I was the fat kid. Fat kid, fat adult. Kids made fun of me. My family sometimes made fun of me. Not my parents, but other members of the family made fun of me. What was really hurtful was when the kid across the street that I had the crush on would make fun of me. I'd be out there playing jump rope, and he'd go, "I feel the earth move under my feet." It was mean, right? Right? That gave me a whole lot of not good enough. Not good enough. Grandpa would tease me, and I know he loved me. I know he loved me. But he'd say, "No man is ever going to love you, you know, because you've got that dark skin, and you got that wiry, kinky hair, and you got those fat thighs. Nobody's ever going to love you." Wow. He was joking, you know, but I didn't think it was funny, right? 12-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, that's not a funny thing, right? Added to all the other, not good enough. That's tough to let go of. I hate this one. I'm putting this one all the way down on the bottom. Well then, I actually, because I was a good student, right? Applied for colleges and stuff. I actually got into Princeton, right? It's Ivy League. But I didn't go. I didn't go. It was too much money. It was too far from home. And it just didn't seem like the thing to do at the time. And you know how life shows you these lessons, right? As it turned out, that fall, my dad got into a car wreck. The family needed me. It was a good thing that I didn't go, right? Didn't mean I didn't have some regrets about it. If I'm honest, and I will be honest with you, I'm going to be totally honest here, that there was some resentment too, right? I could have been something. I could have been a contender, right? I could have gone to Princeton, but I didn't. But I did go on to college and went to the local school, got my degree in my bachelor's in psychology and biology. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to make the family proud. Those expectations, right? Well, Mom and Dad moved down to Florida, and I did a little bit too much partying that last year, and guess what? I failed physics, and I failed physiology. And along with that failure went my expectation, my hopes of going to medical school. That was done deal. Now Heidi, my best buddy in high school, she went on to be a chiropractor. And Terry, who wasn't the smartest of the bunch, is now a veterinarian. And Lucy's a dentist. And she married her high school sweetheart, and they have more money than they know what to do with. Right? But I didn't go to medical school because I failed. That's a hard one to let go of, don't you think? Carried that one for a long time. Oh, goodness. Well, I went on to become a social worker. And I did that for 10 years. And I was a social worker at hospice. And I was a child abuse investigator. And I worked at the state attorney's office with victims of crime. And so for 10 years of my life, I was hearing daily, the pain of other people. There are some stories, some things that you can't unhear once you've heard them, right? There are some things you can't not see once you've seen them. There's just some pain, you know, that you just can't you can't get loose of, right? No matter how long it is. There's some things you can't not know once you know them. You know, the world can be a really mean place. People do some awful things to each other. You know, read the paper, right? How do you let go of that? How do you let go of that? Well, into all that craziness, I had kids. Whew. The expectations just got heavier and the responsibility, right? Right? But what happens when you have those kids now and you bring them into that crazy world? Fear, right? Oh yeah, fear. Your own fear is fear for them, you know? Here I was working with all these people who'd been molested and abused and rapes and murders and all of that. And I'm bringing 3 kids into this world, right? And now I have to worry about everybody that they're meeting and all those people they're seeing when they're out of my sight, right? Fear is good. Fear is good. It'll keep the perverts away from your kids, right? It'll keep them from getting in trouble. I want to let go of that. I need my fear. Along the way, of course, there are the people in my life that are here no more, right? I have let go of these, I promise you. But you know, letting go happens in phases. But anyway, people in your life, people come, and they're here for a season, right? And then they're not there. They die. They get sick. The uncle who got through alcoholism, drug addiction, all these terrible things, finally got his act together. We were so proud. And then he died. How unfair is that? How do you let go of that? You don't let go of that. If I let go, people might forget. I might forget. We don't let go of that. Loss. Anybody have loss? Okay. Well, I left the job as a social worker, started my own business. I was so excited, you know. It was kind of up and down. There was good stuff, there was bad stuff. I'm letting go of my mic here. So good stuff, bad stuff, as you know, with everything. And I built this business. I had a partner. Karen was one of them, but this is not Karen's story. Just to make that clear. After I'd spent all these years building this business that I was going to give to my children, I was going to pass it down. Family Times was going to be like a name known all over the country, right? What happened? You see? The betrayal. The betrayal. It was a series of betrayals, actually. And I won't say that I was just an innocent party. Okay? I should have seen it coming. But I didn't. So I was betrayed. She'd probably tell you I betrayed her, betrayed myself. That one's a heavy one. Not only did I lose my business, I lost the friendship, I almost lost my home, I almost lost my marriage. Yeah, it was a rough time. Not fun. Yeah, you don't let go of that. That's just that stuff you carry with you, right? So add to that, and all the other things, it just got heavier and heavier, right? A dose of self-loathing. Anybody know that feeling? Right? Anybody familiar with that? Yeah, the mistakes you made, the things other people do to you, all of that. Yeah. It's not unfamiliar. Okay, this bag's getting heavy. As you can imagine, it's tough to carry all this around, don't you think? Anybody been carrying some stuff? Well, sometimes you just gotta let go because for the simple reason that it's just too heavy. It's just too heavy. I'm just gonna set this here to the side for a little bit. You ready for another story? Yeah. Okay. Oh, there was the monks. And that was my path. I'll tell you real quickie about Jack. You guys might know Jack. Jack was walking along the edge of a cliff. just enjoying the view, right? When all of a sudden, the earth beneath him gave way. And what happened? He fell over the side. Thank goodness there was that branch there, and he caught it. Hung on, right? He said, please, somebody help me. Help me, please. As he's hanging there, holding on for life. And what happens? A voice says, Jack, I'm here for you. Oh, thank God. Thank God. You're welcome. What do you mean you're welcome? This is God, Jack. I'm here for you. And I'm here to help. Oh, thank God. God, I will do anything. I will do anything you tell me to do. I'll stop sinning. I will give all my money to charity. I'll do whatever you want. Okay, Jack. Before we get ahead of ourselves, you just need to do something. We'll talk about that later. But you need to listen very carefully. I'll do anything, God, whatever you say. Okay, Jack, here's the first thing. Let go of the branch. What? Let go of the branch and we'll talk. Jack says, is anybody else up there? Anybody else there? Y'all ever been like Jack? Well, I got to a point where that stuff just got to be so heavy that I couldn't carry it anymore. I had to let it go. And very luckily for me, or not luck, I suppose I don't really believe in luck, but at the time that I was at my lowest moment, at the time of the betrayals, of all that just deep, deep pain, I actually found this place. I found this teaching. And I spent, I don't know how many hours back there in Reverend Peggy's office, just crying, sobbing, just working through all of that stuff. And I'm going to tell you how I let go of that pile of stuff. But before I do that, you need to know something, and this is something that I've learned and that I continue to learn. My knowledge continues to expand in this, my understanding. But there's something you need to understand about who you are and the nature of your being. Okay? First of all, you are not the things that have happened to you. You are not the things that you've done. You realize that? That's all stuff. Okay? That does not define you. That is not who you are. I don't care if you filed bankruptcy. I don't care if you were victimized. I don't care if you're a perpetrator. It doesn't matter. Those are things that happen, and that is not who you are. You are not the things that happen to you or the things you've done. Second thing, you are not your thoughts. Okay? You know there's a chatter that goes on. Anybody hear that voice? It's talking constantly almost, right? It's probably talking like nonstop almost. And these thoughts, they float by, they keep going, they change all the time. They're not always right. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're telling you good stuff, sometimes they're telling you bad stuff. They're always changing. But that's not who you are because of the fact that they're always changing. Guess what else? You are not your feelings. And this is where our language actually does us a disservice. Because we say, what do we say? I'm so happy today. I'm happy. Or I'm sad. I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm this. I'm that. Guess what? You're not any of those things. You are the one that feels happy. You are the one that feels sad. You are the one that gets scared and excited. But you're not the feeling. Did you know that? Guess what else? You are not the body that you think you are. You're not the reflection that you see in the mirror. Now this was fascinating to me. I just heard this 2 weeks ago. A speaker said this. You've been looking in the mirror from the time you were a little kid, right? 5, 6 years old. Now the image that you looked at, that you saw, your reflection, is that the same as the reflection you see today? Was that the same as your reflection at 16? Right? It's changing constantly. And guess what? It's not going to be the same tomorrow or next month or 5 years from now. It's constantly changing. That's not who you are either. Right? We have this perception, this kind of distorted picture of who we are. We're not any of those things. We think we are, but we're not. We're not. See, because who you are is what is behind all of that. It is the entity, it is the consciousness, it is the attention that is experiencing all of those things. That's who you are. It has always been. Has always been here. It is never changing. Think about that. There's a part of you that has been the same from the time you can remember, right? Everything else may be changing, but there's a part of you that you know has been here from the beginning of your life, right? I'll tell you what, it's been here before this physical form, and it will be here after this physical form is gone. When you set it aside like a suit of clothes, it's going to continue on. And that part of you is more magnificent and more incredible than anything that you have ever imagined. Right? Why don't we know this? Why don't we know this? Because you've been carrying around all that crap. Right? We've gotten used to this life. We get distracted by things. We get distracted by stuff that happens. We carry all this stuff around. And so we forget what's really here, who we really are. Right? Your consciousness is how you experience and how you see the world. Think about the instruments that we use. Let's say like a telescope, right? You got a telescope and you're looking at the stars. Or maybe you're looking at teeny tiny things through a microscope. What is needed for you to be able to see clearly through that lens? Your hand has to be steady, right? You need a steady hand. If your hand's all over the place, what are you going to see? Right? If the lens is covered with gunk and junk, are you going to see anything? No, of course not. So think about your mind. Your mind's going in 12 different directions at a time with all these things you got to do and places you got to be and all this stuff, right? So your mind is moving all over the place. And then you're carrying all this stuff, which is just gunking up your everything. Right? How could you get a good, clear look at who you are when you've got all this stuff in the way? Make sense? Make sense? So this is our work. This is what we do. There's a reason you want to let go of that stuff, right? So you can get a look at a glimpse at the magnificence, at the perfection of who is looking out, who it is that's experiencing the world. It's not just experiencing it, that it's creating your experience of reality. These are the things that I learned here. So y'all want to know? Letting go. Now, it seems like sometimes it's difficult, right? Especially for some of that big stuff. But I'll tell you, you've been letting go your whole life. You let go all the time. It's really part of our natural state of being. And it's as easy as taking a breath, right? You breathe in, hold it, hold it, hold it some more. You getting tired yet? I'll let you let it go. So see, we breathe in, we take it in, and we release. It's a natural part of the cycle of life, right? We take it in, we release it. We take it in, and we release it. Thoughts can go just like that, right? You don't take all your thoughts in. There's some that hook you, right? There's some you don't let them just float by. Ooh, the shiny thing over there. Right? Nice looking person. Ooh, that one looks like my ex. Right? We get hooked with things. And we don't get that flow, you know, that in and out as things are supposed to be. So it comes in on the in-breath, you release on the out-breath. It's just that simple. We make it so much more complicated. If you want to get a good example of releasing, find yourself a kid. You have any in your family? Think back to how you were when you were a child. See, there's 9 poses there. I don't know how much time you think it took to get those. 5 minutes? Kids are natural, right? They feel their feelings bubble up. When they're happy, they're excited, they're joyous, they express it. When they're sad, they cry and they cry until they're done and they get it out, right? They're scared. They feel everything. That's how you were. That's how I was. We were all like that. We all came into the world with that natural state of being. What happened? I know some of you have heard me say this before, right? It's what happens when you're growing up and those people tell you, stop crying. Big girls don't cry. Big boys don't cry. What else? You want something to cry about? You want something to cry? I'll give you something to cry about. Okay. Nobody gets angry in this house but me. You got that? All right. So what is the message that we get? Ooh, crying is bad. Feelings are bad. Getting mad. All those things. Ooh, I better, right? Hold it all in. Exactly. That's what we do. We hold it all in. And that's not letting go. That's not letting go. And that's not healthy for you physically. That is not healthy for you emotionally. That is not healthy for us mentally. Right? So how do we release? How do we release? First of all, the number one thing for how do you let go is you decide. You decide to let go. Right? Some things you'll just let go automatically. Other things you have to make a conscious decision to let go. And what do you do with that? Number one, okay, recognizing the benefit. What do I mean by that? There is a reason that we hold on to things. Believe it or not, right? Even bad things, good things, we hold on to things because we're getting some kind of benefit from it. Think about it, right? Everything, whether it's the clutter in the house, whether it's the extra weight, whether it's the anger at the spouse or the partner or the whatever, we get something out of hanging on to that. We get to be right. Right? We get to not have to take responsibility. I mean, fill in the blank. It's different for everybody, right? It depends on what it is you're holding on to. I'll tell you, I met a woman at a workshop. Very first meeting with this lady. And she comes up to me, she puts out her hand. She says, nice to meet you, I'm Lorelei, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, that's not usually how people introduce themselves, but hey, whatever. So what do you say? That's awesome. Good for you. How long have you been in remission? Starts a conversation, right? So that was her, that's her identity. I'm a survivor. It wasn't until further into the workshop that we found out, boy, this woman's got a whole lot of anxiety and a whole lot of depression and a whole lot of issues. Do you think those might be connected? Right? Because every time she said, I'm a breast cancer survivor, what is that doing? It's going right back to that, right? It's going right back to that experience. It's just bringing it up over and over and over. No wonder she was scared. Right? No wonder she was anxious. Hello? Right? So we hold on to things because we get a benefit. She was getting a benefit, yes? People would say, gosh, that's awesome. Congratulations, right? This whole feel-good thing that happens when you hold on to that. So, you have to choose. And sometimes the benefit makes it worth hanging on to. Sometimes it does. But sometimes it doesn't. And that's where you have to acknowledge, what is the cost of me holding on to this? What is the cost of me hanging on to this memory, that my husband passed 30 years ago and I can't go out on a date because that would hurt his memory. Right? What is that doing? Right? So you acknowledge the cost, you recognize the benefit, acknowledge the cost, and then you decide. Sometimes you have to let things go a little at a time. There is a time for grieving. When someone passes, you want to respect yourself. You want to respect your feelings. Maybe you hang on to that for a bit. But at some point, you go on living, right? 20, 30 years, maybe, you might think about letting go, right? And it doesn't mean you let go of the person, by the way. So you allow yourself to go on with your life. What's the next thing you do? Next way that you can let go is to actually welcome your emotions. Just let them be what they are. Okay? Don't deny them. Okay? You can't stick them all the way down in the bottom of the bag or sprinkle a little perfume on it, right? You know, sometimes we do that in New Thought, right? Oh, well, I don't look at that. I'm not thinking about that. Okay, I'm just looking at what I want. Okay, but it's still there and you haven't dealt with it. And if you sprinkle some perfume on a pile of garbage, guess what? It still stinks. It's still a pile of garbage and it still stinks and it's still there. Okay? So you don't deny it. You don't deny it. You let it be what it is. Suppressing is where you push that down. Yeah, it's there, but, you know, I'm not thinking about it. Right? Put that smile on my face. I don't care what I'm going through. I'm going to keep smiling. Right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you remember the commercial? There's a commercial with a guy. He's on his riding mower. Right? And he's got this smile, this big cheesy thing. And he's like, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. But I'm smiling. Right? And you know he wants to put a bullet in his head. You know, really. This is what happens to people. And you think, how could that happen to so-and-so? Right? Okay. And then there's overexpressing. You got on the one extreme where people are not feeling anything. And then you got the other extreme where people are spewing it all over the place. Right? As if telling everybody in the world about your problem, about your issue, or your whatever, is going to make it go away. And that doesn't work either. Right? That kind of keeps it in place too. There's another alternative to that. The next thing that you can do with these feelings, with these situations, is to actually just dive right into it. Now, the easiest place to do this is with your emotions. Now, emotions those are, tough things, right? We don't like to feel sad. We don't like to feel too angry. Those are not comfortable places. But it's really just energy in motion. That's all it is. So just be with it. Just let it be what it is. And it'll run its course a whole lot better and a whole lot easier than if you try to stop it. So just be with it. Just get right into the middle of it. And guess what? When you dive into it, somehow it just kind of dissipates. It's a magical thing. You got to try this stuff. It really works. The other thing to do is to practice. Practice, practice. We call what we do spiritual practice, because that's what it is. You do it, and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and again, and again, and you just keep doing it. I've been doing this stuff for years. There's a reason that I speak on the topics I speak on, because what? Hello, we teach what we want to learn. I'm still letting go of stuff. As I was getting ready for this talk, in fact, I was looking for a flash drive where I had saved all the information from my last computer, and it had like a bunch of work I'd done on my internships. And I can't find the flash drive. And for an hour, I'm totally stressed out, and I've got a talk to write, and I've got this to do and that to do, and my brain is just totally like, hello, all over the place, right? All gunked up with worry, and now it's going to cost me money, if he can even, all this crazy stuff. And then I remembered, I'm writing on letting go. Maybe I should try that. And so I did. I sat in my recliner, took a deep breath, let it go. It'll turn up or it won't. Whatever it is, it's going to be fine. And then, for some reason, I reached my hand down on the side, and guess what? Pulled up my flash drive. Funny how that works, huh? When you let those things go. So start small, right? You might not want to start with why your dad abandoned the family. That may not be the place to go, right? You may not want to start with the infidelity. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, I wouldn't probably start there either. Start with the small things. The person who cut you off in traffic. Instead of letting it mess up your whole morning, just practice letting it go on the spot, right? We can practice these things ongoing. Another thing, release good things. Release the good things. Most of what I put in my bag was negativity, right? But there's good things that we hang on to also. Have you ever met the person who tells you about the best time of their life, or that amazing catch they made when they were in the last game of high school football, and it was just the most amazing moment, the best time of my life, right? And now they're 55, 60 years old. kind of sad when you think about it, right? Do you want your best days to be back there somewhere? I want my best times always to be right here, right now. Always. Right? Anybody want that? That means it's always getting better, yes? Yes, yes. Absolutely. So release the good things. And you know why we don't release the good things? Because we're afraid when we let it go, there's not going to be any more good left. Right? But that's not true. I found this quote as I was doing the research for this, and I just love it. I think it's my new favorite thing. Holding on is believing there is only a past. Letting go is knowing there's a future. Right? You can let go of those wonderful moments, of those wonderful things, because guess what? There's going to be more of them. Right? The more you give, the more you get back. You want to get some new clothes? Clear out your closet. Right? Make the space for the new stuff to come in. You want a new relationship? Clean up the house, work out. I mean, get ready for it, because it's coming. Right? Make the space for it. If you're hanging on to all this crap, how are you going to get anything else in your hands? Right? Make the space for the new stuff to come in. Believe there's a future. And it's going to be just as good as today, or even better. Even better. So, I let go of that stuff. And some of it I let go of over time. Some of it was very, short. Things happen here or there. I let go a little at a time. Some of it was in parts, in pieces, as Reverend Vicki mentioned this morning, like an onion, right? You let go of the one layer, and you think it's done, and oh, no. You got a little more work to do there. And you let go of another one, and you just keep letting go a little at a time. But I remember one particular day, and I was probably in a class here at Oak Brook, because how many people know classes cause breakthroughs, right? Yes. And I had just seen a movie that brought up a lot of stuff for me, and I was just primed for this. And there was all this drama and all this angst and all this pain and all this stuff, right, that was just welling up. And I just broke down. And I cried, one of those really heavy sobs. Felt like hours. I don't know if it was that long. I don't know. Maybe it was an hour. But just cried and cried and cried and cried until there was nothing left. And after all of that, there was an incredible stillness and a peace and a calm that I don't think I had ever felt before. It was amazing. It was amazing. People talk about being born again. And it didn't have that it wasn't that. I didn't see Jesus. I didn't see bright lights or anything like that. But I really do feel like I came back to life. Because after the stillness, after the peace and the calm, there was just this overwhelming sense of gratitude. It was just gratitude. And knowing, not just feeling, not believing, but this sense of knowing that everything was okay. Just the way it was. That every single thing in that bag, all the stuff, all the ones I didn't tell you about, they all happened for a reason. All of it. All of it was a part of my life. An important part that needed to be there to make me who I am right now. And I wouldn't trade any of it. And so there was gratitude for all of it. Amazing, amazing. I could never stand here and tell you this if I had not gone through that. It was amazing. Just to be grateful for all of it. And that's when you know that you've released it. When you can say, thank God that happened to me. Because this is what has made me who I am. Right? Okay, and you can get there. You can get there. Deep breath. Breathe in. Would you say this affirmation with me? I easily and gracefully release that which no longer serves me embracing the new freedom and possibilities that await me. All right, let's do it again with the hand motions. Thanks, Reverend Maria. I easily and gracefully release that which no longer serves me, embracing the new freedom and possibilities that await me. Yes, yes, yes. And one more thing. If, as you're going through this process of releasing, you find it difficult to do on your own, all our practitioners and ministers, raise your hands here, right? We have people here who are trained to help you go through that process. And if you need a therapist, you use a therapist, whatever it is, but I promise you it is worth the effort. The day I dropped all of those 50 bags of concrete, I felt like, I kid you not, I literally went out to the track and took this body and ran. I felt light. There was literally like a weight lifted from me. It is so worth it. It is so worth it. So now if you would, just take a moment, turn within, and just take a deep breath. And settle into that place of peace and calm and stillness and quiet. And just breathe. And see how easily we breathe in. And how easy it is to release. And just know that our life circumstances are just the same. That our feelings, that our thoughts, that the things that happen, that all of life can flow easily and effortlessly, just like your breath. And just know that as we release that which no longer serves, we open ourselves to the magnificence, to the joy, to the love, to the freedom, to the greater possibilities that await each and every one of us. And I release these words with gratitude and joyous expectation. And so it is. So it is. Okay.
I hope the days come easy and the moments pass slow,
And each road leads you where you wanna go.
and if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose,
I hope you choose the one that means the most to you.
and if one door opens to another door
I
closed,
hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this
is my wish.
I hope you never look back, but you never forget
All the ones who love you and the place you left,
I hope you always forgive and you never regret.
and you help somebody every chance that you get,
Oh, you'll find God's grace in every mistake.
and always give more than you take. But
More than anything,
yeah,
more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. you is that this life becomes all that you wanted to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. You never need to marry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish for you. This is my wish for you. Hope you know somebody loves you for you. May all of your dreams stay big for you. My wish for you. My wish for you. My wish for you. My wish for you.
And now as we prepare to celebrate our abundance, let's do our affirmation together. It's in the bulletin. Oh, we got it. All right. How good it is to know that I am the place where the abundance of the universe flows. And as the abundance flows through me, it is with a grateful heart that I give. I know that as I give, so much more is given back to me. Gratefully and joyfully, I give of my time, my talents, my gifts, and my heart. And so it is. So it is. All right. Okay. As Carol and Rick are taking the baskets, Ken's got our prayer chests. So raise your hands if you've got a prayer request. All right. Ministers and ministers that will be praying on these prayer requests the whole week for you.
All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me.
Yes. Father, Mother, God, I thank you for these gifts and tithes, for the hearts and that gave so freely and so lovingly. I'm grateful for all of the people here at Oak Brook, for all those who serve, who give of their time and their talents and their many, many gifts to make this place such a wonderful, loving, and open place. I am thankful for the financial tithes that allow us to keep this place going and our lights on and all good things that we need. And I am so grateful also for the prayer requests and for those who made the requests and for knowing that the answer to the prayer is already in the prayer itself. And I know that it is already done. And so it is. So it is. And as we wait for Reverend Vicky to do our spiritual mind treatment, we will hear Let Go, Let God. Yes. And know that our practitioners are available at Miracles after service if you need a little quickie prayer session.
There's no spark to feed the flame. Let go and let God. When your courage fails you and the well of hope runs dry, let go and let God. Let the signs remind you we are
as we take a deep breath and just breathe in all that's happening. It's Reverend Cindy's message and with the music and with all of the love that's in here right now. We do permit ourselves to let go. We do permission for God to let us know. And we open our hearts, we open our minds, we open our life to the change that only we can really know. The change that lets us let go of all the baggage that we have. We know that there is a power and a presence that loves us. And that letting go is easier than we thought. Because we have that wonderful feeling that as we let go, one door closes, one door is open. Because we're all on that spiritual path. We give thanks for the spiritual path and for the many, many teachers on the way of our lives. That it all comes together. And as it comes together, we reach out so easy with kindness, for it's our second nature. For we know that as we are united with God, And all the goodness and love and caring that God is ours too. And so we know that all the things that have been said and thought about touch our heart today as we do let go and let God and give great thanks that this is so and so it is.
All right. And now for the peace song. All get up.